And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Acceleracers Hub for another video. So today we're doing something a little bit out of the ordinary. I did this a while ago with the Highway 35 cars where I went through and ranked all 35 cars in the set from my least favorite to my most favorite. And guys, it is time to do it for the Acceleracers cars as well. Since I have a bunch of carded Acceleracers on hand at the moment, we're just going to go through and I'm going to rank all 36 Acceleracers cars from my least favorite up to my most favorite. Most of you guys already know which my favorite, 2 or 3 cars are because, I'm Team Teku all the way. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into my rankings of all 36 Acceleracers cars.
So at number 36, coming in last, my least favorite car in the line, Octainium. I just can't think of anything positive to say about it other than the silencer's paint scheme is pretty cool. Other than that, it just kind of looks like a fat bug with little tiny wings in the back. So Octainium is dead last in my rankings. And coming in at number 35, we have RDO3, and I'm a big fan of the drone's paint scheme. Can't go wrong with the black and green, but the body style on RDO3 just does not do it for me. Just a little too chunky, not too aerodynamic, doesn't really do much for me. So number 35 is RDO3. And coming in at number 34, we have Nitrium. Feel kind of bad for Dr. Tesla on this one, but the car itself is just kind of plain to me. It doesn't do much for me. So Nitrium is the next in line. And then coming in at number 33, we have Ratified. I know there's some big Ratified fans out there. I'm not sure what's wrong with those people. They should probably go see a doctor, but there's just not much there as far as the body style goes. The paint scheme on this diecast, it's brown instead of the red like in the movies. That takes it down a notch as well, but does look a little bit faster, a little bit more like a racing vehicle than some of the other ones. So that is why it is not last. And then at number 32, we have Metalloid. Pretty much the same issues here with Octainium. It's like an Octainium without the wings in the back, and that alone is enough to move it up a couple spots. So next up is Metalloid. Coming in at number 31, we have Drift Tech. It did not quite make the top 30 for me. I do prefer this blue wing variation to the orange wing variation, but overall Drift Tech, again, just feels kind of chunky. It's like a fat version of Chicane. I just can't vibe with it. It just doesn't work for me. So Drift Tech comes in at 31. And then next up we have Rolling Thunder. Once again, just the whole body style of the car just looks like a generic SUV to me. I feel like they could have done more with it. So coming in at number 30, we have Rolling Thunder. And then cracking the top 30 at 29, we have RDO4. And I'm not going to lie, this one was a tough one to kind of place because I do kind of like the unique body style on it. But the tire in the back just looks goofy. Why on earth would a drone car need an extra tire? It just doesn't make much sense to me. And I don't know. Overall, it leaves a little bit to be desired as far as some of the other drone cars go. Coming in at number 28, we have Anthracite. This one might be a little bit controversial. I know there's some big Anthracite fans out there. And I do like the body style on this car, but overall, it just, I think the silencers line in general kind of suffered by not having the purple decals on the side of the cars. If the diecast had the purple decals sort of like they did in the movies, it would probably make them go a little bit further in my rankings. But since they just have the generic silver ones that are kind of hard to see, it kind of hurts them a little bit in my rankings. So Anthracite is next. And coming in at number 27, we have RDO6, which I actually, RDO6 has been growing on me recently. I used to have it right around Ratified, but I kind of like the whole vibe of RDO6. Can't go wrong with the green wheels, and like I said, that drone paint job, you can't go wrong with it. Coming in at number 26, we have Carbide. Once again, this one was a little bit higher than some of the other silencers cars just because of the more unique body style on it. I did like the whole rat rod sort of style of Carbide, but once again, suffers with not having, the purple decals on the side. Just they butchered the poor silencers cars when they turned them into diecasts. But still, silver and purple, still pretty cool. So Carbide is next. And coming in at number 25, we have Powerbomb, which has been steadily climbing my rankings over the last couple of years. Honestly, I wasn't a big fan of it at first. It looked kind of generic to me, but recently it's really been growing on me. I can't go wrong with that chrome engine in the back. And honestly, the whole white and black paint scheme on it, I really like it. Can't go wrong with white Acceleracers cars. Power Rage is pretty cool. Powerbomb is pretty awesome. I really have sort of grown to appreciate Powerbomb. And coming in at number 24, we have Excellium. I know there's not a lot of silencers love from me in this video, but I do like the body style on Excellium. It does look pretty sharp in contrast to, Metalloid and Octainium, which just look like they ran out of ideas. But Excellium comes in at number 24. And coming in at number 23, we have Jackhammer. And the gold paint job on Jackhammer pretty much single-handedly carried it up the rankings for me. I absolutely love the Jackhammer paint job. You just cannot go wrong with the black and gold. But I honestly wish they would have done more Metal Maniacs with sort of a gold style paint to it, just like the Riveted was in the movies, but didn't quite make it into diecast. But anyways, Jackhammer's paint job does a lot for me. The body style itself on the car, I'm not a huge fan of. It just looks a little generic, but paint job carries it up to number 23 for me. And at number 22, we have Hollowback. Once again, just your traditional muscle car. The paint job, once again, carries it up the rankings for me. I wasn't a huge fan of all the Metal Maniac body styles other than, Flathead Fury, Spine Buster, so on and so forth. But the paint jobs on the Metal Maniacs, they absolutely knocked them out of the park. Can't go wrong with this red. And at number 21, we have another Silencers car. We have Technetium. I really did like the body style on Technetium. It was kind of a refreshing change of pace with some of the other Silencers vehicles and the other Acceleracers cars in general. And moving into number 20, cracking the top 20 is RD05. This car I struggle to place it, honestly. It kind of similar to Technetium in the fact that it's kind of just short and stocky and compact, but I like that it rides a little bit higher up than Technetium. I think it gives it more, viability on and off the road. So this diecast did come in at number 20 for me. And coming in at number 19, we have RD10. And I know it sounds like 19 out of 36 means I'm not a big fan of it, but I am a big fan of RD10. The top 20 cars were pretty tough to rank. They're all pretty sick diecasts. But I really do love the body style on RD10. I love the sort of prong-looking spear things on the front of the car. I would have loved to see RD10 in the racing realms doing some damage. And at number 18, we have Covlight. And off the top of my head, I think this might have been the highest placing Silencers car in my rankings. I do like that the decals are a bit more visible on Covlight contrasted to some of the other ones. They made them a little bit bigger on the side panels. But the whole body style of Covlight, I'm a big fan of. It really seems pretty aerodynamic, and on the trading card, it looks absolutely wicked. But as far as the diecast, I have it coming in right at number 18. And for number 17, we have RDO1. I'm a big fan of RDO1. I know it's, people can say it's a little bit similar to, Carbide or Ratified, but honestly, I like that it's a little more compact and it just looks like an aggressive car. I would have loved to see it in the movies. And at number 16, we have Pile Driver. I'm a big fan of the paint job on Pile Driver and the fact that it's just a little bit of an unusual looking car. Honestly, I think I might have placed it a little bit higher just because I didn't have it as a kid. I always wonder how that rarity bias, plays into these rankings, because a lot of times, the cars that we like the most tend to be the rarest cars, whether or not they're actually our favorites. But I do have Pile Driver coming in right at number 16. And coming in at number 15, we have RDO9. I'm a huge fan of the RDO9 casting. I love the decals on the side, the body style, just can't go wrong with that. I love the big windshield, the giant sort of cockpit for the driver. I just think this car is absolutely sick. The little wings on the back are absolutely wicked as well. It just looks like a regal car. And at number 14, we have Riveted. And I know the body style is a little bit generic on the Riveted. It's nothing too crazy, but you just cannot go wrong with that paint job on that car. It just looks absolutely sick. The black hood variation is by far my favorite. I have Riveted coming in at number 14. And oh, look, we did have a silencer that cracked the top 15. So at number 13, we have Iridium. I believe this definitely was the highest placing silencer. I'm just a huge fan of the Iridium casting. Ever since I saw that scene in the movie where the car split into two with two motorcycles, absolutely fell in love with it. I love the whole vibe of Iridium. It looks super futuristic, also looks like it performs well on a track. I'm just a big fan. And coming in at number 12, we have RDO2, everyone's favorite car from Hot Wheels Unleashed, at least from that original trailer. I loved RDO2 just because it kind of looks like an RDO6 on steroids, like just a beefier, more bulked up, stronger version of RDO6. I'm a big fan of this casting. And coming in at number 11, we have High Voltage. In the movies, obviously it was not on screen very long, but as far as the diecast goes, I am a big fan of the black diecast. I know it looks really sick with a movie accurate paint job, custom style. But honestly, the black and orange really popped for me as far as the diecast goes. This was one of my favorite diecasts as a kid. I absolutely loved the whole paint scheme on it, and I really wish we could have seen more Teku cars with sort of a black and blue and orange paint scheme. Moving into the top 10, there's going to be a lot of Teku love in this top 10. Coming in at number 10, I have Battle Spec. I'm not the biggest fan of the Battle Spec casting. Just the body style, it's not my favorite, but I gotta say the paint job on this car absolutely makes it for me. You just cannot go wrong with that, and I have Battle Spec at number 10. And at number 9, we have Baseline. Scirocco was my favorite characters from the movie, up there with Nolo, but Baseline itself does not really do it for me as far as diecast form goes. If it had a movie accurate paint job, it would probably be a lot higher, but the paint scheme was just good enough to get it into the top 10, and I cannot get enough of white Acceleracers cars. But at number 8, we have Spinebuster. This car is just absolutely awesome. It is just an absolute beast. Love that chrome spoiler in the back, the paint job, the decals. You just cannot say enough about Spinebuster. It just looks like if you saw that car coming up in your rear view, you would just get out of the way. So we have Spinebuster at number 8. And at number 7, we have RDO 8. I was a fan of the RDO 5 model. It just seemed a little bit short, compact, and clunky to me, but RD08 seems like an RD05 on steroids that has just been bulked up, bigger, badder, stronger. Absolutely love RD08, and I have it at number 7. And it really started getting tough at this point, guys. The top 6 models are just all absolutely wicked, but I have Power Rage at number 6. Once again, big fan of white Acceleracers cars, and it just looks absolutely great with the dark blue windshield, the black hood. Cannot say enough about Power Rage. It just looks absolutely sick. And moving into the top 5, guys, we have Flathead Fury, always one of my favorite castings. I'm just a huge fan of this body style. Love all the chrome pieces on it. The red paint job, just cannot say enough. It really was a toss-up between Spinebuster and Flathead Fury. And I gotta say, the difference between the top, 10 cars was very slim for me. I probably could have moved them in any order and been okay with it. And moving into number 4, we have Chicane. As far as the body style goes, Chicane, it's not, the most flashy body style. I really do like sort of original looking cars. But Chicane, just the paint job alone with that orange windshield, absolutely sick. And they absolutely knocked it out of the park as far as the decals go. And at number 3, we have Synchro. Absolutely love the dragons on the side of this car. Absolutely gorgeous. Even though it doesn't have the gold paint job, the orange paint job was still cool enough with that dark blue windshield. I have Synchro coming in at number 3. And it is all Teku all the way to the top. I think my top 4 were all Teku cars. So at number 2, we have Reverb. The paint job, cannot say enough about this car. Even though the sort of dark blue reverb does look more movie accurate, I'm a big fan of the light blue reverb as well. Once again, orange windshields, cannot go wrong with them. Really, any orange or dark blue windshield looks sick on any casting, but I have Reverb coming in at number 2. And I know you guys all probably saw this coming, but my favorite car, once again, is Spectite. I just cannot say enough about this car model. The decals on the side, the orange windshield, it is just absolutely sick all the way around. Spectite was far and away my favorite car. The real question was just how the rest of the rankings were going to play out. I knew Spectite was going to be number 1 from the time I started.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing my rankings of all 36 Acceleracers cars. As you guys know, we are Team Spectite all the way. That is my flair on Reddit as well, I believe. But if you guys enjoyed, be sure to smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the Acceleracers Hub for more Acceleracers related content. I should have a couple more of these rankings videos coming up in the near future with some stuff that I think you guys will find interesting. But that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. If you disagree with any of my rankings, be sure to let me know down in the comments. I'm happy to have some discussion with you guys, as long as none of you guys are Octainium fans, because that just will not stand. If you're an Octainium fan, just unsubscribe from the channel. I hope we never cross paths. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. So I will catch you in the next video. Peace out, guys.